new study confirms the enthusiasm around Kamala Harris's presidential campaign is no sugar high. The analysis answers whether the Harris vibe shift could translate to low propensity voters showing up for her on Election Day, and the answer appears to be a resounding yes, showing an astonishing increase in voter registration since she became the nominee, especially among young Black and Latina women. Joining us now is Tom Bonier. He is the CEO of Target Smart, which produced that study. So, Tom, welcome. This analysis, it started on July 21st. That's the day President Biden announced he was stepping down. So in those 13 states you surveyed, voter registration among young Black women shot up an incredible 175% compared to 4 years ago. Registration for young Latinas up 150%. Have you ever seen changes in voter registration anywhere close to this? And do you think these voters are more likely to show up and vote on Election Day?
Simply put, I haven't. 2 years ago, after the Dobbs decision happened, we saw something, you used the word astonishing. I think it's the perfect word to describe what we're seeing. We saw something astonishing at that point where we saw these surges of women, especially young women, registering to vote in the aftermath of the Dobbs decision. At that point, I've been analyzing political data for almost 30 years. I'd never seen anything like it. I was certain I would never see anything like it again. And then here we are, as you mentioned, this analysis starting on July 21st when President Biden withdrew from the race. And now we're seeing numbers, registration numbers, and these types of increases that are actually exceeding the numbers that we saw 2 years ago. So to put that in context, again, 30 years, I would suggest you could go back even further likely and you wouldn't find anything like that. You ask if these voters are likely to turn out. Well, we know statistically that people who register to vote in cycle, especially those who register to vote closer to Election Day, actually tend to have a much higher turnout rate than all other voters, including those who have been registered for quite some time. So the likelihood is that these voters will be turning out in November.
Okay, so based on all you've said, I think the word astonishing actually is apropos. So these 15 states that you studied, they include both red and blue states, as well as the battleground states of Michigan, Wisconsin, North Carolina. Did you see the same trends, Tom, along all of these states?
That's the other incredibly unusual thing here is we know we're a very polarized country in so many ways, and we see very different political trends, whether we're talking about a blue state, a red state, or a so-called purple state, a swing state. And what we've seen in this analysis, as we look at this analysis, and again, you're sharing the states that we're looking at, it is a pretty even mix of very red so-called Republican states, very safe Democratic states from a presidential perspective, in these swing states. But the one thing they have in common is this massive increase in registration led by women, especially young women, and especially young women of color.
So there's a new Gallup poll that finds Democratic voter enthusiasm jumped to full 23 points for Harris since she went to the top of the ticket. Most states don't provide political party affiliation in their registration information, but do you believe most of these new voters will support Harris and Democrats on Election Day? I mean, I guess the question has to be asked this way. What's driving this surge? Is it enthusiasm for Harris? Is it outreach by Democratic groups? Is it both?
Yeah, it's really an all of the above sort of thing. You mentioned that Gallup poll, and that is really remarkable as well, because that gap, not only did we see that massive 20-point surge that you mentioned, but the gap in terms of what Republicans are reporting and what Democrats are reporting, it's actually bigger than it's been going back to even 2008, when we know Democrats had a massive advantage in President Obama's first campaign. What's driving this? A lot of it is organic. We've seen that organic intensity and enthusiasm among people, especially younger voters who, frankly, weren't very engaged in this presidential election prior to July 21st. They have just engaged on their own. But we're also seeing a presidential campaign and the Harris-Walz campaign that is really firing on all cylinders, that is engaging with these younger voters, engaging with women, really engaging across the country. So you're seeing the result, I think, from a lot of different directions, which is really fueling this massive increase in registration.
It is absolutely extraordinary. Tom Bonier, CEO of Target Smart, thank you so much for joining me, and perhaps we'll bring you back again. Bring us another study. Thanks.